Yep. Yep.
This meeting is being live streamed. So let me come back and let me hit
Woo!
record.
Hit record. Yeah.
I
Awesome.
think we're live
Awesome.
now.
It's amazing when
I need
something
somebody to
works.
tell us if
I was
we're
just gonna
live.
say, I'm looking right now.
Oh yeah, I see us. We're
I
there.
do too. Ooh, let me shut the volume off. Hold on.
That's
So it
amazing.
doesn't back feed. Okay. We
We
did it
are
again.
live.
That's like twice in a row we've managed to do this. I'm very kind of impressed with us. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Impressive.
You're the one who figured it out last time.
Did I?
You read it out loud and
Oh,
I did
that's
what
right.
you said.
I Googled it. You can't give me brain credit for Googling. I mean,
Sure.
it's what everyone does when they don't know something, right? You
think
Google
that
it.
deserves credit.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do.
All right. I'll take the
So
credit.
we're here where nobody can tell us we talk too much because we can talk as much as we want.
Right.
Yeah, I have a couple comments on some of the radio show things that we talk too much, but
Yeah.
how else do you keep a show going? Did anybody tell Johnny Carson?
Isn't that what they do? Well, and look at, I was just gonna say every talk show host and their sidekick and look
Ed
at
McMahon.
and look at shows like The View and The Talk and they chat. But anyway.
Yeah. You have to chat
We're a
with your
team.
guests. Hello.
We're a team. So people come on as they
what
come
the heck
on.
was that?
I'm sorry.
Linda's a fish out of water.
I am
She's
not at
actually out
home
of
right
town.
now. I am staying in a Verbo home. And so, I know how to set everything up at home and where everything goes, and figuring out when I'm not home was a whole nother story. But
She's staying in this beautiful historic
yes, it's
bed
an
and
old
breakfast.
mansion.
Is that what it is?
No, it's a mansion that was turned into apartments, but they kept a lot of the original, wood and look and feel. I mean,
What's it called? Does it have a name?
Feels like what was the guy's name? James Shearer was the name of the guy that built it. But so they turned it into apartments, and they have some of them are for long-term residents, and some of them she verbos out.
It's beautiful.
They're like efficiency apartments. I really like it. I think this is a way cooler idea than
I like that better than going to a stark, hotel.
Well, I was just say like the down things is, you don't have your concierge, you don't have housekeeping to bring up extra towels, but the bonuses I think are way beyond that.
You have a little kitchen too?
We do, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I love
little kitchen, yeah. I mean, tiny, but yes, it's a little kitchen, yes. Little apartment-sized fridge, a little apartment-sized stove, a microwave, some cupboards, a sink to wash the dishes. I mean, yeah,
there's the minus. Washing dishes while you're on.
Yeah.
Well, you're not really on vacation, but you're away for a couple of days. That's kind of
vacation. Yeah. It is weird not having cats here. I have to tell you, there were a couple of times that like we were getting ready to go or something, and I'd be like, "Oh, we got to pick up this food or these cords or something." I'm a cat brain, right? I can't leave this sitting out. And it's like, oh.
But isn't it nice having the whole bed to yourself?
It is. And it's nice. I mean, I have a litter box in my bedroom. My favorite thing at night is to curl up in bed and start to drift off to sleep and smell poop. Fun.
I'm sorry. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I tend to scoop just before I go to bed now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always prevent, because certain ones like to.
Oh, like they wait and then they come in. Once I've laid my head down and they see my eyes starting to flutter, they go, I got to.
Sweetie Pie follows me around until I scoop them all, and then she decides where she's going to do her duty.
Yeah, we do have a question about litter boxes, but first I want to start because we had said, we're going to talk about toys.
I'm petting Dexter, so hello, Dexter.
Hi, Decky. So I wanted to hit on the subject of the toys. We did a Let's Talk Cats. If anybody wants to go on our YouTube channel and look for it, we did a Let's Talk Cats about toy safety, but you get a lot of questions about what the favorite toys are. And, what's the toy that every cat loves?
The cat dancer. The cat dancer. Yeah. It's not even $2. It's cheap.
No, it's a piece of wire looped on the end with these little like cardboard pieces on it. And somebody got really rich off it, and the cats just love it and think it's the greatest thing. And it's less than $2.
If you do it right, it looks like a bug flying around. The other day, there was one at where Sweetie Pie had brought it to in front of the sofa, and I stepped on it, and the other half popped up, and I screamed. It scared me.
You went flying. Yeah, I've done that at night. Stepped on it because it's curved, and so you step on it and go fling. Yep. Yeah, bug, mouse, something. But
what else do they love?
But so we talked about, first of all, I will say the cat dancer. Okay, you got to let us know if you have a cat that doesn't like the cat dancer.
I've never met a cat that doesn't like it.
We've never met a cat, but just about every other toy, even if all of my cats love it, right? Somebody's going to say, just like
Of
the
course.
majority of
Every
cats love
cat's
catnip, but
different.
there's a percentage that don't.
Right.
The majority of cats,
I have to move my keyboard before somebody
love
steps on
the
it.
dangling fishing pole toys. Those are always safe, but we've gotten people that have said, no, my cat doesn't do that.
But you've got to
Um,
dangle it right too. You can't just, you've got to make it move like a mouse or like a bird. That's
That's
the
something
key.
I wanted to talk about was the correct. So yeah. So, but first, in choosing your toys, it's funny how, and it never occurred to me before, like I really look at like the nutrition information on the labels and yada, yada. But when it comes to cat toys, I see something that I'll go, that's cute, and stick it in the cart, right? Or I used to.
We don't do that now because we've started looking at them from a critical eye. Are there eyes that they can eat off? Are there whiskers? Is there a long tail they could chew and get tangled up in their tummies, right?
Yeah. That fuzzy hair. One of them had like fuzzy hair that we had that it like hit my lipstick and came off. And I was like,
I
pulling it
remember
off,
that.
and I'm like, cat's going to eat that.
And the dyes, remember that heavy, it was dyed this really vibrant red.
Yes.
You just know if you put that in the water, it's going to bleed.
You were the first one that tipped me off to that idea. You said your cat's dropped a toy in the water bottle and all of a sudden the water turned pink or blue or whatever. And it's like,
I've noticed that.
I'm sorry, especially like cat and mice or something, you go to pick those up and they're all slobbery. Your cat is eating that dye. You need to know if it's safe. You need to know where it comes from.
Most of the toys are made in China, sadly, and they have different standards than we do.
So you can have unsafe dyes and things. And one of the things that we looked at, like catnip toys. So what's holding them in? And then catnip, it's a farm product like wheat or corn or anything else. They have to spray pesticides on and blah, blah. They don't have to, but
unless it says it's organic, then they don't.
So yes, exactly. I was going to say, some people have it packaged and it says organic. If it doesn't say organic, do not purchase it.
Don't use it. You're better off getting a catnip plant and growing it yourself.
Which I do. Yes. I have lots of catnip and it's fun. And you don't even have to, like, originally I thought you had to like pull all the buds and stuff off the stems. You just break a piece off when it's dried and throw it to the cats and they're in heaven.
Well, they like to eat it while it's green and sprouting too.
Yes, that's true. I try to keep it away from them until then because, we're trying to make these toys. But anyway,
Ducky.
Something that you had pointed out once was, these things are really made to appeal to people. They're made with faces. We have Disney characters. We've had, we saw some Dr. Seuss characters at thing 1 and thing 2 and Dr. Seuss. We see bowls of ramen noodles with sushi with the chopsticks in it. And it's adorable, but your cat doesn't care. Your cat, trust me, you did not come home, pull out your Dr. Seuss toy and the cat went, I love that movie. Right.
Yeah, like, they don't care. It's for us. It's to appeal to us.
Yes. And even putting eyes on. So when we had first started talking about making toys, I had this idea. I was going to put eyes on them. I was going to put bells on them. I had this whole, and then, it was before I took the course and everything. And I was just really I was really learning at your knee. Oh, wise one. And you were like, they could choke on this, they can eat on this. And then remember we had a cat behavior client or not a cat behavior client.
I'm sorry, he just tapped me on the shoulder.
We had a cat sitting client who had booked an appointment and then she called to cancel it. Do you remember?
Oh, right.
Because
the cat ate the toy.
The cat ate its favorite toy, opened it up and ate the inside.
Had to have surgery.
Had to have surgery and would have died if, especially, this is a good point for all those people who think they can leave their cat alone for 4 or 5 days. I'm sorry if I'm offending you, but things can happen. And if that had happened and that lady hadn't,
if she hadn't seen it happen, like if it happened while we were on duty and, we're not there 24/7.
If she hadn't seen it,
she wouldn't have known.
Often we didn't come until 24 hours. Like they left that morning and, we said we won't go more than 24 hours. So we come the next day. Yeah, that cat would have been gone.
Mm-hmm. Some people like to book us even for the day they left, but most people tried to do that.
Trying to save money. And I get that about just about everything except when it comes to living beings like your cat or your kids or
would you tell your babysitter, I'm leaving Wednesday, so don't start till Friday?
Yes,
I don't think
so. Fine. I left some noodles on the counter and I filled his little sippy cups. He's fine. Nikki's over here dying laughing right now. Dying laughing. She is having it.
Well, she's a cat
Isn't
mom.
that what
She
I
can
did for
relate to
you
all this.
when I went out of town? I just left a few sippy cups. I left your bowls on the floor. Exactly. That's right.
Yeah,
I
I don't
did.
think so.
Well, I didn't want you to have to reach them. No one was home to help you. So anyway,
Oh,
just
there's
saying,
that
I'm sorry.
noise.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This box is not stable.
You
So, I
you
think,
don't have earbuds in. How are you hearing me?
how did I had unplugged them so that Nikki could hear you and I didn't plug them back in.
Well,
which
it's
I did.
okay. I mean, your
It's probably
sound
gonna have an
You don't have to.
echo.
You don't have, oh, it's
Well,
I
but I
don't
don't want it to echo
echo.
back. And I'm
I
putting
don't
my ear.
hear it.
Hold on. Put my ears in. It's not echoing. All right, fine. I'll leave
See,
it.
leave it.
Fine.
So be that way.
So, I think when I get toys, I look at them. If the eyes are like separate or sewn on, I stay away from that because I've seen my cats chew. Come on, they can chew anything off anything, right? If it, if it's got, we had that one that looked like a bowl of ramen noodles and had the little sticks out and the sticks.
You
were, like,
just pulled
soft,
it and it
pulled
came
on
right
it.
off.
Yes, I
Yeah.
pulled on it and it just came right off.
So the cats would have eaten that.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't have to pull very hard on it. I wasn't actually trying to pull it off. I was just kind of wonder. I thought I had this piece in my hand.
See, they don't care about shape. They don't care about color. They don't care about
No.
anything. The thing they care about is if can they pick it up and carry it around, or can they wrap their all four
Yes.
legs around it?
Yes.
And there's not enough big plushy things like that for cats. There is for
Yes.
dogs, and you can use a dog plushie toy, but they always have squeakers in them, so I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, which the cat will then ingest.
So then you're down to getting a baby toy.
Yeah,
which is fine as long as it's made well.
It needs to be safe. Yeah. I like what's some of my other favorite. Well, and it even as we're making our toys, I'm not doing one solid stitch. Like you start sewing machine and all the way around.
Right.
I don't no. I just no.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like
otherwise
an
it's a
inch.
long string.
Yes, and if they pull it off, how many times have you done that? Pulled a string on your shirt
and it
you've got
keeps
this
going
long
and
string in your
going
hand,
and going, yeah.
which the cat can ingest, which can cause a problem, or the cat can get it tangled and choke itself.
Mhm.
So,
or they can get it wrapped around their paw and cut off the circulation.
yeah,
that
exactly.
too.
Yeah, we've seen all this stuff. So I sew about an inch, and then how when you're like tying it off, you kind of back up a little bit and go forward. I do that like every inch along the way. So
that's why it takes so long to make
it. It does.
When
but
we're
you
selling them,
break
you guys will have to, bear with us because we're gonna fill every order by hand.
Yep. Yeah. Hand sewing them with organic catnip, grown in my backyard, no pesticides, no anything. I don't even put fertilizer on it. Okay. Because it's chemical too.
We have to make sure that it's the material is what do you call that when the dye is set?
Dye safe.
No, something like something fast. I can't remember.
Dye fast.
Something fast.
Color fast.
Color fast.
That's the word. Yeah,
that's it.
One of the things I did was every I didn't buy a whole bolt, but every whatever of fabric I got, I cut a piece off and I stuck it in a glass of water and I let it sit there to
make sure it didn't bleed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're using all USA made stuff.
Yes.
I don't mind using stuff from Canada or Mexico or the UK, but not China.
Yeah, Europe's got pretty good standards for stuff. But yeah, it's just China doesn't, nothing against China or anybody living in China or anybody who loves China, but
and they love their cats.
Exactly. But it's all about the regulations and what you can get and what has to be labeled and what I don't want to label.
That's why their products are so inexpensive, though. They don't have to go through all that rigorous testing.
Exactly. But when it comes
to what
to
you
cats,
pay for.
Yeah, like that's fine for me, but not for my cats.
Well, another toy my cats love, and I know yours do too, the laser pointer. And there's so many behaviorists that caution against using the laser pointer. Do you want to explain why, Linda?
Well, when cats play, cats are the exact same inside pretty much as they are outside. And they're really not playing. They're hunting their prey like they do out in nature.
Right.
And that's why play is so important for cats, because in everything that we do, we try to consider and we try, hi, Pam. We try to give what's outside and bring it inside. So play.
Was that Pam Webster?
Yes, it was Pam Webster.
Hi, Pam.
So everything that we do, we think about that. So that's why play is so important, because they've got to practice their hunting skills and their prey. This is how they are in nature. This is how they are inside. So when you play, they've got to run through and hunt and catch. And that's why, you were talking about playing the appropriate way. I am guilty in the beginning of cat life of having a stick toy and kind of hanging it over the bed.
Yeah,
and
you
watch
can't
my
do that.
movie.
You have to
Uh-huh.
move it around.
And then I'm all shocked because nobody wants it. Yeah, you have to make it act like prey.
How
So
many
those-
times have we heard people say, my cats don't play? Well, how do you play with them?
Yeah,
That's
you
the
gotta
key.
try to picture it. What I do is I try to picture it as a mouse and I try to make it follow.
Yes.
So the laser pointer is great. It runs but you can never catch your prey. And with that, you will never catch that red dot.
Frustrating. That ends
And
up your
so
cat
you-
has anxiety because
Yes, you get
I never caught that
frustrated.
thing.
Yes, you get frustrated, you get anxiety, you get upset.
So how do we get around
and
that?
Proper play builds their confidence,
It does.
right? I always say, I am the mighty hunter, I got that thing. So when we're done playing with the red dot, we throw out treats. Or I know one of our clients' cat wasn't food motivated, which
Right. So
it always freaks me out when we find
I
those
know.
cats because
well, Sweetie Pie's not food motivated. So I have one of those. I know. So we throw out a soft toy or something they can catch so they feel like they caught their
they
prey.
need to catch their prey. Otherwise, it's going to be, and that's why I don't like the automatic ones that you
The
can set and
bolts,
go
yeah.
and
Sorry,
yeah,
bolt,
that are
but
nice.
it's
I'm big on self-play toys, but they can
unless
never
you're right
catch
there
them.
when you're running it.
That's what I said. Yeah. I said, one of our clients had one and I said, that's fine as long as you're, put it on, watch your movie with your husband. And when the cats have had enough or after 5 minutes or something, shut it off and throw them some treats or another toy. or something.
My
So-
Simon, I always get Simon and Simba confused. The names.
Simba.
My Simba, he never gets tired of playing with that darn thing. And I have an Apple TV. It's got the flat silver. He confuses that with the silver laser pointer thing. And he tries to paw at it to get me to play with it.
That's mine. I need that.
I'm like, that's not what you think it is, buddy.
Yes.
He never, ever gets sick of that thing.
Yep. Trying to think of the two crazy cat ladies have those balls. And I don't remember. We call them crazy balls.
Yeah,
but that's
those
not what they're
bouncy
called.
balls with the feather.
Yes.
Let me go to their website. And
They
I'll tell you what
remind
they're
me of
called.
those little super balls. You used to put a quarter in the machine or a nickel.
I
I don't remember how
remember.
much
Oh,
it
I
was.
love
Now it's
those.
probably $80. And you got the super high flying ball that you always lost really quickly. But I did the water test. I put it into a glass of water. Nothing.
Bouncy
came off of
tail
it.
balls are called.
Bouncy tail balls. See,
$4.99 for 2 of them.
we call them crazy balls, so I couldn't remember their name, but and they do have eyes on them to make them cute, but they're I don't know, like screen pressed on there or something. You can't get them off.
I
I've
don't
tried.
I don't think those are dangerous.
I've tried. They're not stickers, they're not buttons, they're not an addition. And then they have a feather. And have you ever noticed the color of the feathers in those balls?
Yeah, it's natural.
They're natural feathers.
Yeah.
So
They're not pink and red and purple. No.
Feathers are another one. Cats love feathers, but they don't care if the feather is pink, purple, or brown.
They
And-
used to sell like peacock feathers and things in the Petco and PetSmart. I
Yeah.
haven't seen them in there in
My
a long
favorite
time.
local rescue in Defiance, they had peacocks on the farm.
Right,
And
that's
whenever
right.
somebody adopted a cat, they would give them a peacock feather. And my cats loved those. So yeah, they use the natural feathers. That's something that I think is safe. Look at it, really look at if those eyes, if I can stick my fingernail under the corner of the eye, the little googly eyes, or it's a button or something. If I can get my nail all under it, it's gone. No, it's not happening.
If you've got toys like that at home, if you can get that off, take them off.
Yeah.
And then you let your cat play with the toy.
Yeah. Pull the eyes off. Yeah.
As
But-
far as feathers, look back to the feathers. Tell everybody what you used to do. You'd go to the dollar store and what would you buy?
I used to go to the dollar store and buy feather dusters for $1. And I
Not
put
the
on floor.
not the dyed ones, the ones that look like natural feathers.
Yes. They were $1. And I think I had like 3 cats at the time. I remember when, no, I'm sorry. I'm back.
I know, right? I don't
and-
remember 3 ever.
Right.
Sorry. It's been
And I
too
would
long.
I would just set it on the kitchen floor and they had the best time tearing it apart. Now I had a mess to clean up afterwards. There were feathers everywhere. It's really not that hard.
For
Even if-
$1.
Exactly. They had the party of their life. It's not something I would do every day and have feathers everywhere, but you take a broom, you put them in a corner, you pick them up, and then you vacuum up the rest. And it was a small.
If you
price
did it
to pay
every
for
day,
that.
they'd get bored.
Yeah, and I'd be really done with all those feathers.
That's the other thing too. People, you should switch out your toys. Cats get bored after a while. So switch them out, put the other ones away, or wash them up, put them away, and then after a while, a couple weeks, and switch them out again.
It's very much like toddlers. If there's 100 toys on the floor, it's really overwhelming. And I can't really get into this because now I want to go to this. It's like Christmas presents on Christmas morning. You open it, you're like, I want to play with it. Oh, but here's a box, I'm gone.
ADD.
So, yes. So, you give them a limited amount and then you pick those up and put them away in a cupboard. And I used to pick them up. I used to have 3 bags. So the first one I picked up went into 1 and then 2 and then 3. So then after I had picked up the last of the toys and put them in bag 3, I'd take the toys from bag 1 and I'd put those out until that was gone.
Yeah.
And they've forgotten about them just like a toddler. It's a brand new toy.
Right.
It's amazing. How many clients we talk to, they're like, do they have things to play with? Oh yeah. And they show us their floor and there's a million toys all over. And we're like, you love your cat. We love this, but it's a lot. And so, yeah, I'm not going to get playing with this because it's not new. It's all old. It all smells like me. Yeah. Put it away for a while and freshen things up.
Did you say we had some questions?
Yes. We had someone, Nancy, whose cat has pica.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with that.
And she's had him back to the vet and everything, but he's still, and I asked her what he was eating. He's chewing on material mostly.
Yeah, that's pica. It usually happens when cats are separated from their mom too young. And they have this need to still suckle, and the fabric, especially if it's a knobby type fabric, helps them satisfy that need. It's almost like when people have pica and they just
dirt and
they end up eating the fabric sometimes.
Yeah, dirt, everything. Well, she said like he eats holes in it and gets pieces, and A, he's ruining everything, and B, she's worried about him ingesting pieces and having it stuck. We all know an intestinal blockage is like the worst nightmare on the planet. So, we want to make sure that, it's a safe situation. So, I talked about, putting things up when they're not in use as much as possible. What other suggestions would you give?
Well, there's some anxiety probably going on there and some insecurity from being removed from mom too young.
That's true.
So again, the playing with them, the hunt, that will help him gain some security.
Yeah.
Maybe some calming essences to help him calm a little bit.
Yeah.
Does he have a cat friend? He may need that.
Yeah.
Self-play toys or treat balls to keep him occupied and not thinking about sucking on that blanket. There's also things that you can spray on the blanket that make it taste bad.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that, but they're
bitter apple or
just make sure they're not actual essential oils, because those are not great. This is the one time you want the artificial stuff, right? Like, or we used to get I've heard people putting actual oranges or orange peels under their Christmas trees and things, just whatever you can do. Someone was also commenting that her cat is really chewing on cords.
Get off my keyboard, Decker. Sorry.
We went through that years ago. I think it was Subra. I don't remember, but somebody was chewing on all of our cords. And there's only so much.
I've never had that issue. Thankfully,
you cannot put the TV cord up, right? You cannot put, and then if they chew on it. So, my only suggestion I could really think of, I would wrap it in electrical tape. I would put them up as much as you can. Like if you've got those cord keepers, that can bunch them up together and wrap.
I was just going to say, they've got some of those now that they come down the wall and you stuff the cords up in there.
Exactly. Yeah. We've run things, because we live in a very old house that has like very limited amount of outlets. And so we've run things from other places and we just run them close to the floor and then like cover them, this might be something that, anything you can do to cover that up, because we had a little dog once, a Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh, talk about exhausting. Those things,
that was
total
a lot.
Energy.
And that dog could jump from the floor. You think the dog's this big? That dog could jump from the floor up to the counter this high. But I
found one once and I was like, I got him to a Jack Russell rescue because I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Well, he chewed on my computer cord. And at the time, it was when I was working for Richard, and Richard had sent me this laptop. And so it was a Sony
For those who don't know, Richard Simmons.
Yes, Richard Simmons. So it was a Sony Vaio. And Sonys are like Apples.
I remember those.
You can't use a universal cord. You can't use a Samsung cord on your iPhone,
all
right?
Proprietary.
Yeah.
They don't want you
have
using
to get the Sony. And remember, I do not live in a big city. So you got to send away or whatever. And so, the dog bit through the cord And I
Didn't he
ended
get a
up,
shock when he did that? You think?
he was a special kind of special.
Yeah.
He just didn't seem like anything bothered him. Like it might have been, but then he would have gone right back to it and ate it. But yeah, so the
No
computer,
deterrent there.
the computer croaked. So I took it to a local store and I'm like, I don't have time to, I was right in the middle. I think it was coordinating the infomercial. And I'm like, that was my first reality of you need to back things up or put them in a shared folder or something like we do with Dropbox.
Yeah.
Because I remember taking
They
this,
didn't have that back then.
I remember taking this laptop in and looking at the guy and going, everything I need is in here. And I can't get, it was so bad. So he found a universal cord that he would work and it shorted out the laptop because you had to use the Sony.
Did you get the stuff off of it?
Yes, it worked for a little while, maybe an hour or two
God.
on the universal cord until it burned out.
Just enough time to get the stuff off there.
Yes, exactly. So yes, back everything up, send it to a Sun account, whatever you had to do. But yeah, that was my first lesson. So yeah, you don't want your cat doing that. That kind of a sturge and a charge when they chew on it could fry your computer, could fry your TV, So yeah, thick electrical cord, anything that will.
I did have a
it.
problem, with the Mac. It's got that plug when you plug in to charge it, that's like a magnet.
Yes.
And it's a real thin wire.
Yeah.
I did have Oliver, I think it was. He liked to bite those.
That's
he's ruined 2 of those on me. They're $80.
That and like the phone charging cords are real popular.
Luckily, I haven't had them do that. Just the computer
we
one.
lost a few. We haven't had the problem lately. Excuse me, I have to go knock wood now. I'll be right back.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
just
I'm back.
Yes.
So
ooh, smash.
So sorry.
So I don't know if we helped the lady with the pica.
So I hope so. Yes.
And give him other things to distract him, give him other things to do, and boost his confidence with play.
Yes. Yes. We've had 2 reports of problems. I can relate so well to cats who have been spayed or neutered. I heard from one female cat and one male cat going to town with their humping. I don't know. Is there a more polite way to say humping than humping?
Yeah, it's okay. It's well, it's mating season. This is prime kitten season right now. And even if they don't have the right parts, it doesn't get rid of 100% of their hormones or their drive or their natural inclination to mate. And some cats do that to show dominance as well.
Yeah, I have one of those. We were in the middle of a behavior session. So bad. We're in the middle of a behavior session and my bed is behind me. And all of a sudden Rita says, Linda, turn around, and Galway, who is my happy humper,
your humper,
had grabbed Suber by the neck and was going to town. And of course he couldn't do anything. He wasn't.
Peanut's my humper. I have one too.
Yeah. But I mean, people are watching this and I'm sitting like, so yeah, so
Linda calmly picked up her underwear and threw them.
I was sitting next to the dresser. So what I normally do is I throw a soft toy or something, like I have stuffed animals on my bed that mean a lot to me and stuff. So you toss it. If you toss it right near them, well, even if you hit them, it's not going to hurt because I'm not the best shot. But even if you just throw it beside them or throw it in front of them, it'll get their attention. They'll stop. So I remember
those
being
pink underwear.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's no toys or anything around me. I'm at my desk. So my dresser's next to me. So I was going to open the sock drawer, but I had moved the trash can. It was in front of it, blocking it. So I opened the top drawer, grabbed my underwear, balled it up and threw them on the bed.
If you hadn't told us it was underwear, we would have not known.
I know.
But our client luckily had a sense of humor.
Yes.
Effing.
So,
I think it was a gal. Wasn't it a lady?
I think so. Yeah. We're just like everybody else. We've got a handle on stuff and we understand stuff, but there are some things that cats do out of instinct that cats are just going to do. I cannot cure Galway from his humping instinct.
Our cats are not perfect just because we're behaviorists. Believe me. We go through it.
Yeah. I use the convivial and the cat calm and everything that I can to keep his little jets chilled. But especially this time of year, I've noticed it's spring hit and he was a happy boy.
Now somebody probably said, what did she say? Convivial, cat calm. What's that?
Yeah, so these are natural, holistic, safe.
Well, I get the cat hair off my face.
things that you can use for cat anxiety and cat calming. Cat calm is from the Two Crazy Cat Ladies, and you can put it in wet food, or I tried putting it in water the other day and everybody
work?
drank and was fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming there's no taste or anything, because sometimes there's no taste and it blah 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 blah, and then your cat, and you can't see it and you can't smell it, but your cat goes over there and it's like,
yeah, there's one thing I got. I'm not going to name the product because I don't want to.
Don't you want to discourage someone else from getting it whose cat might actually consume
Right.
it. Yeah.
You could smell it. And so my cats, no.
And remember, cats sense of smell is 14 times stronger than ours.
Now, if I could smell it, they smell it more.
But it's not just that. We have 5 million olfactory sensors in our nose that sense what we're smelling, the sweet and the salty and blah, blah, blah. Cats have 200 million olfactory. Plus they have a whole new olfactory organ in there that we don't have.
Yeah,
So
that Fleckman response.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Things that we have no idea exists.
Yeah. When they open their mouth funny, they're using that organ, that scent organ. They make that little, like they're crawling their lip.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just because we can't smell it doesn't mean it doesn't have a smell, so that's why I couldn't smell it. It was clear. So I'll give it a shot. Everybody's fine with it. So I was like, okay.
It really is odorless and tasteless. Now I have to give Cupcake this pancrevet powder because she's got trouble absorbing the nutrients from her food. Yeah. Now, sometimes I can get away with it. If I put it in a heavily fish flavored food, I can get away with it.
Something that smells strong enough that it overpowers that smell. Yeah. Gotcha.
But there's certain things that if I put them in, she won't eat it. The other cats don't care, but she won't.
They don't seem to mind it. Well, it's like some kids like this food and other kids don't, you just don't know. But why does my cat have to sit on my lap while I'm pooping?
Because he's got a captive audience.
I love you. I love you, human. I love you. Yes, exactly.
Captive audience. You're sitting still. He knows you can't move.
Yes. Yep. So you're constantly on the move, or, if I'm sitting still, I'm probably working, right? I mean, that's why the cats want to get in your lap when you're watching a movie or something, but that's not your norm. Your norm is I got to go switch laundry load. I got to go make dinner. Oh, what is there to eat? I'm going to go get this. I'm going to go, you're up and down.
And Sweetie Pie was still kitten. Didn't she jump on your shoulders while you were going to the bathroom?
Yes. I went to the bathroom and she came in, and I have so many cats. I very rarely shut the door all the way. I shut it till it's just cracked. Nobody needs to see me on the throne. I'd rather they didn't, but I always leave it open a crack because the cats get so upset when I lock them out.
I'm not allowed to close the door.
So I know. So I had the door to your upstairs bathroom cracked like this much, and she pushed it open and I said, "Hi, baby." And she jumped up on my shoulder and sat there like a parrot while I did my biological function.
I told her I'm going to come sit on your shoulder next time you're taking a poop and see how you like it.
It might cause litter box avoidance issues. I'm just saying, as one behaviors to another. But your captive audience, they know darn well.
They know. They're smart.
The thing I've really loved about cats that I've really learned is they literally watch everything you do. I mean, way more so than even children. And it's how they know, we've always said cats are empaths. They know if you're sick, they know if you're mad, because even if you're doing that fakey thing where you're like, I'm okay, they know your eyes are a little bit off, and your voice and your tone, and
well, that's how they stay alive in nature. They have to be hyper aware because they're right in the middle of the food chain. They're predator and prey.
It amazes me every day when my cats do something that, it's like, how did you know how to do that? But they watch you. So they've been watching you go in and sit on the throne for a while now. They know how long you're going to be there. They know what they're looking for, and they know you're not going to get up for a minute. So I'm going to jump on your lap and give you love.
Haven't you seen photos on the internet? Like, I've seen a few, like the guy sitting down doing his thing, his pants are around his ankles and the cat's curled up in his pants.
Yes. I had Warren used to do that in my undies when they were at my feet, at my ankles. Yeah.
Your cat loves you. The only way to really stop that is to close the door, but then you have to put up.
And then they're going to sit outside and Warren had this meow, and he had a couple different, all cats vocalize, but some of them do it. Yeah. All cats vocalize, but some of them do it to different extents and have different ranges. It's impossible for a cat to ever be able to speak English because they don't have all those vocalizations, but Warren had like, I think 3 main ones, and there was a regular meow. But anytime he couldn't see you, if you shut him outside the bathroom, he'd sit outside the door, and I swear it sounded just like hello, hello, hello. Go ahead and try to do your business while your cat's outside going hello, sounding really pitiful.
That's his version of, he knows that. He knew what hello meant. That's his version of hello. Just like I had my my Sadie used to say mama. Mama. And I used to have a recording of it. I don't anymore.
Well, and Pinky, every time you'd say
to be somewhere where there's no cat fur around you. Good gosh.
Well, we brought it with us to the Verbo home. I'll tell you, I'm still finding cat hair, but it's way better than it was. Yeah. I went out today in a black sweater. We had to run and pick up a few things. I had a black sweater, and I'm like, I'm covered in cat hair. I'm not even home, but yeah. So let's see. Humping, lamp while pooping.
How are you looking at this while we're on?
No, I've got, well, I do have my phone up in front of me to watch comments, but these are the ones that had come before that I had written down. So yeah. We had somebody that said their cat jumps in the shower with them.
My Punky used to do that.
Nikki, isn't one of your cats do that? Yeah. Who? Harley. Yes.
Maine Coons love water.
That's the person that said it was like, don't cats hate water? Yes, most cats hate water, but not all cats. Yeah. Wasn't it Pumpkin that you had decided to take one of those nice luxurious lady baths like you see on the Lifetime movies with the
yes, I had the candles lit, the bubbles, and I was in the tub. He jumped over to get in the tub, lit his under fur on fire. Luckily, water. So yeah.
True story.
From then on, I don't have any candles in the house.
I don't either. And I am a flipping candleaholic. Let me tell you, everybody
I used to love them.
Oh yeah. Everybody knew every holiday. Oh, Linda, what do you have for your birthday? Candles. What do you have for Christmas? Candles. I want tea lights. I want jar candles. I want all
I love all that stuff.
And I would have them lit in every room. Not no more.
Nope.
Not no more. Not even, I mean, I would have them lit in every room, and then we'd like go sit in especially at Christmas time. And then we'd go sit and watch a movie or something and leave them unsupervised. I know.
When Punky used to get in the shower with me, I'd reach down and soap them up a little bit. Although you're not supposed to use human stuff on them. Don't do that. I didn't know better back then. I was not a behaviorist yet.
Back in the day. Yeah. Let's see. We're actually over a half hour, but let's see what else is.
I thought we were on for an hour.
Oh, were we? Okay, we can be on for an hour.
I thought we were.
Why does my cat want to lay on my computer while I work?
To get your focus, your uninterrupted attention. Again, like sitting on the toilet, they know you're going to be there for a while.
Anybody out there that's had children knows your children will be off playing and not pay the least bit of attention to you until you get on the phone.
It's true.
When you have the phone at your ear, suddenly the children are having life events.
It's still true, Linda, because how many times am I talking to you and one of your kids will come in with one in particular, with some life shattering emergency that's really not. Yeah, I don't mind. I understand. But yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not toddlers anymore. So, but anyway, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Knowing that you are available is sometimes all the comfort they need to be able to go ahead and do something else. Yeah. But when they know that your attention is really off, and I laughed. We had a behavior session once, and you chose to do it from your kitchen instead of your office where you are now.
Actually, I have to correct you. I was in my office, but it was when my Big Mac, my Mac computer wasn't working, and I had to take it in for service. So I had the laptop.
So you were on your laptop. And we're talking, it's 3 windows on the Zoom, and we're talking, and all of a sudden your block just disappeared. And so I was like, okay, Rita will be back. She has really crappy internet. So anyway, in nature, cats, and I'm just going on. You came back. What happened? Why did you get kicked off?
Because one of my cats, Dexter, decided to step on the power button and turn it off.
Put it to sleep.
Turn it off.
So yeah.
And then I couldn't get back in because I was no longer the host. It made you the host. You had to let me in.
That was great fun. Yes. Yeah. And they're warm. I'm sure there's several reasons for some things, they're warm, whatever. But I think really it's just, I want to get in front of you. How many times when I visit, we always sit in the evening on the couch. She's got a nice sectional, and Rita's on here and I'm over here.
And maybe I'll get you a blanket. I'll get Nikki whatever she wants.
Oh, I know.
a blanket if you ask nice.
Terrible hostess. No, that's another story. But we'll sit and watch TV, and she's got a nice giant TV in there, and it sits on a stand, and pretty soon a cat is coming across, and we'll just sit down and be like,
that's I have a little hearing issue, so I put on the captions, right? And it's like they know. They sit right in the middle, right in front of the captions.
well, knowing how much they watch us and mimic us and know what we do, they know where you're watching. So hi, I'm going to get in front of her face. That makes perfect sense.
Luckily, it's not going to have the same fate as my 65-inch TV because it's on a very heavy swivel stand.
Yeah. I watched first few times I watched cats go behind it. I was like, but yeah, it's all good.
No, they can't push that one over. Unlike the 65-inch that was 3 weeks old, maybe not even 3 weeks old, and went kaploom. My first reaction was, oh, I hope nobody got hurt. And then my second reaction was, oh, my TV. And my handyman Brett says, I told you to hang it on the wall. Yeah, I know. I have a little one in the bedroom now that I can barely see hanging on the wall.
Yes. Somebody wrote to this one was really good. I really love this. Cats have been overlooked for so long. It was always dog. And
it's still true.
Well, it is still true that they're more, but we are seeing a surge of cat things coming out.
What is going on with your microphone?
Why was it doing?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's going.
Is it too far?
Like wind.
Okay.
It was like wind, like it would every time you moved your hand. See, don't do that. Whatever you just did.
Let me try to get it stable here. Yeah.
Sorry.
I need a table or something, but
what were you saying?
But you look to get a cat tree, they're hundreds of dollars. I mean, you could pay $75 for one that's only 3 feet tall, for goodness sakes. Toys, organic.
Then you have to put it together.
Yeah, I know. Organic food, blah, blah, blah. From this person's perspective, she would like another cat. She hasn't had a cat in a few years. She would like another cat, but she feels like she can't have a cat on a budget because, we talk about Made by Nacho and how much we love it, or Solid Gold and, whatever, small.
But honestly, I can't afford Made by Nacho for 17 cats.
Exactly.
If I had 3, maybe.
Yes. They would have Made by Nacho if I
my
just
cats love I Am Loving You.
Yeah.
They love that food more than they love Fancy Feast. But I can't get only I Am Loving You because it's too expensive.
Yeah. Mix.
So we have the same issues. And we were just talking with Kitty Boss yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
What did he say about that?
Well, that's what he said. And I loved that because at first
Justin
when he
Dunn,
said it,
Kitty Boss.
Yes. At first, all I heard was, if you can't afford it, go get the cheap crap. And I was like, wait, what? But then the more he talked, I got it. He said he would rather see a cat on some off-brand kibble than getting euthanized in a shelter. If that's what you can afford, that's what you can afford. And there are some, I don't know.
There's some grocery store brands that are okay.
Yeah. They've still got stuff in them. Would they be my first choice? No. But if the first ingredient is a protein, a real meat, and they don't have, like artificial dyes and
no wheat, no corn, if you can help it.
That would be preferable. That would be preferable. Yes. There is wheat and corn. I mean, it's not going to kill them, but it can add to an overweight problem. It can add, if your cat is diabetic, you're really going to have to watch that. But if you've got a normal, healthy young cat, it's not going to kill them. It's not, if you've got the money, that would not be my choice. But if you don't have the money, he was absolutely right. Go get that big bag of $5 stuff from Aldi's and feed, Nikki and Sebastian, when they lived, they rented a trailer for a short term while they were looking for another home.
And they were feeding all those outdoor
Exactly.
cats.
They had, I don't know how many cats Sebastian took in. And then there were a lot of them that were feral or semi-feral, and we're not going to give them the time of day. So we started leaving food out on the porch. Okay, that's really nice. But he was literally feeding the whole trailer.
But outdoor cats have a shorter lifespan anyway. So I feel like feeding them that stuff isn't.
They bought the big bag. Well, yeah, those cats are starving. Those cats are eating out of trash cans. So I would say Aldi's food is a big step up. They bought the big
Mhm.
giant bags at Aldi's. They
Mhm.
went through 3 a month feeding the strays.
Wow.
Yeah. They had a better food for their cats, not an expensive food, but a better food.
Better than
And
some pregnant cats will eat, they'll eat
they're
stones.
starving.
They're
Yes.
trying to nurse kittens
They're
and they've got no
yes,
nutrition.
they're starving. Get the Aldi's bag. So I loved that Justin said it because yeah, at first I was like, what's he saying? I was like, minute this is done, I'm calling Rita going,
But I
what did
get
he
it.
say?
I get it though.
But then he started
Mhm.
explaining, and I was like, you're right. A cat needs love, a cat needs a home. And our financial situations change. I've been dirt poor. The joke in our family was that we were po. We were so po we couldn't afford the R in poor. Yeah, we was po. And then I've been, upper middle class, and then it's gone down. This is life. So don't deny the chance to save a cat's life when you could save them.
But do a little reading though of the labels, because there's some in the grocery store now that might be just a tad more expensive and they have so much better ingredients. But
Yeah.
if you can't even afford that,
Then go get, yeah, exactly. Then go get the big bag from
bargain
Aldi's.
stuff. As
Exactly.
long as
Yes.
they'll eat it.
Yeah,
Get the
exactly.
get the cheapest food with the most meat that your cats will eat. Because I'll tell you, I've bought all the expensive ones and tried them on my cats. 9 times out of 10, they don't even like them.
So we were so shocked with that solid gold that they all liked it. We are like,
That I
29
buy.
cats agree. I
That
about
I
died.
buy.
Yeah, yeah. 29 cats agree. And maybe if you can get a better one and have to mix it with the junk, at least they'll be getting some, we do the best we can do. And then, once in a while you can give them a can of tuna. And wet food is,
Simon's
not
falling
a
asleep
lot of-
sitting here.
wet food. The canned wet food, of course, has stuff in it that we don't love, but it's pretty much water and meat. And then
it's like
maybe
85% water.
yeah. And then maybe they put some preservatives in it and some things that we don't love, but there isn't a lot of those fillers because it's not the dry food, it's the wet food. I would stay away from the gravy ones, the in gravy, but like especially the pate, that's fine. And you can get that
my
pretty
vets
cheap.
even say like the fancy feast pates, they don't like us feeding the gravy ones. It's got gluten in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I have some cats that will only eat that kind. So you do what you got to do.
I know. Exactly. When you had a diabetic cat, it was like, oops, yeah, I got to watch, but a cat will starve themselves. We want the cat to eat. So we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, they're not like dogs. A dog will eventually eat.
Exactly.
Cat
Exactly. Won't. Yep. Oh my gosh.
You got any more questions?
So those are all the questions. And
what about any new comments?
No, there haven't been any. Anybody got any comments before we boogie? Going.
Get up and boogie. I'm making chicken wings and my cats are going crazy and they smell good.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're like,
but I can't share everything with everyone.
I know. Well, I want people to know we have had people that have been afraid to talk to us because they have so many cats and they're afraid to admit it. We had people that were afraid to talk to us because they couldn't afford the proper food. We've had people that were afraid to speak to us because they were of a different sexuality or a different race and they didn't know if they're going to be judged.
We are open to everyone.
We love cats. We want to help your cat. If you are a green alien from Martian who is, from Mars, if you have a cat, we want to help you. And your situation's your situation. It's not mine. We don't care. Judge. Yeah. I don't care what you're doing in the privacy of your own home. I don't care how many cats it's not my business. My business is to find out what your problems are and help you. And the biggest fear I have is that people will not reach out to us with questions because they're embarrassed to identify themselves.
Well, that's why I didn't. That's
why
we started the clubhouse thing, so people could join and come in
and feel safe.
But it really hasn't gone over the way we wanted.
I know.
Either people that are in there don't share. I don't know why they're still scared, but it's a safe space. And the reason we have it behind a password and you have to pay for it is so, trolls can't come in.
Exactly. It's completely controlled. Exactly. And I will tell you, what happens, why it bothers me so much. I mean, first of all, I love everybody and I enjoy doing the behavior sessions and I enjoy helping the cat. So I want everybody to come. But my biggest fear is if someone doesn't reach out and has a problem, they are either going to live in a really bad situation with their cat constantly peeing on their bed or whatever's happening, or they're going to surrender the cat, which will probably get euthanized, or they're just going to euthanize the cat.
Where's the number? 134.
143,300 kitties. Oh,
You get surrendered per
Yeah.
year in the United States just
for behavior
issues. That doesn't
And
count the rest of
So
them.
exactly. And a lot of those, if it's not a no-kill shelter, they're getting euthanized because they have to make decisions. I hate euthanizing animals I hate it, but I can't judge if I've got, well, I would never be shelter.
Let's not talk about it.
But
I can't deal. I can't deal.
I know.
I can't deal with the euthanasia thing.
It's hard.
The shelter here, they call themselves no kill, but they're not, but they do home 90%.
Good.
Okay. So that's good.
But they have to make their decisions of which cats are adopted and which aren't. And the one who's peeing on the bed all the time.
If they would follow the doctrine of no kill nation, they wouldn't have to make those decisions. But
then they get overcrowded and then they turn cats away.
Don't get me started. There's no need.
I know. And we're at the end of our time. So
we're not. There's 11 minutes.
What time is it? Is there 11 minutes left? All right.
Yeah, unless you want to bug out.
Well, we're out of our questions. I don't see any coming in.
All right, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
You can always reach us at the website, catbehavioralliance.com.
Yes.
Support at catbehavioralliance.com.
Yes.
Book a session with us. We have the 30-minute least expensive session for $99. And the reason we have that one is so that somebody who needs help or has a question and can't afford our mega $249 session can get some help. And they're tax deductible now that we're a 501c3, by the way.
Yes, take it off of your taxes. When we get questions about things, like we've had a couple of women come to us because they were pregnant and they wanted to know what they needed to do before they had the baby, and the cat and the baby meet up.
That was just a 30-minute type.
And so, there are some things that we can handle easily in 30 minutes, and we don't want any more of your money than we need. It's just, for more time, it costs more. But there are a lot of things, I'm getting a new cat. What do I need? How do I make this happen for whatever,
if you've got some mega issue problem going on, though, the $199 or the $249 session.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to cover it.
And you get a free follow-up with both.
Yes, which is really nice, especially if it's complicated, because it's like, okay, start where we said, then in a couple of weeks, come back. We'll do a follow-up and we'll figure out where we're going from here and what needs to be tweaked. So,
well, like the one yesterday, the part 2 is going to be getting the cats and the dogs acclimated, but part 1 was just getting the cats calmer. What were you looking at?
Exactly. Oh, I was just looking to see what Nikki was doing.
What were you looking at?
I'm watching because Nikki's sisters are going to be around. So I was watching to see if she got the hint that
you're making me dizzy now. Stop that.
I'm sorry. Hold very still and do not move.
Like my dad, he doesn't stand still. He goes back and forth when he's standing.
Yes.
Makes me dizzy.
Yes. So reach out to us if you need anything. I think we covered quite a few things. I think we did pretty well. And we'll try to do this every couple of weeks.
We did what?
We'll try to do this every couple of weeks, every other Saturday, maybe for a while, and see what happens.
Yeah. We might want to do some evenings too, because sometimes people aren't home on the weekends.
That's true.
Gallivanting, having fun.
True.
And as summer comes, they'll be out picnicking and on the water and doing all kinds of fun stuff that we don't do.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll talk to you later. And if you're watching this on replay, comment, let us know, give a little hashtag replay.
We'll
let us know if you have any questions or something. We'll be keeping an eye on it.
We'll have this up in on our YouTube channel sometime later tonight or tomorrow.
Yes. All right. Sounds good. See you later.
Bye, everybody. Happy Easter. Happy Passover.
Yes. All of the above.